Good afternoon. Let me first say how glad we are that the threat to our citizens from a madman is over. I also want to comment on what law enforcement working together looks like. It looks like the past week with coordinated work of so many agencies, and let me just quickly identify them. The Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, the Beckham County Sheriff's Office, the Wellston Police Department, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office, the Lincoln County District Attorney's Office, the Beckham County District Attorney's Office, and all of the city and county agencies that became involved in the manhunt, including Dewey County Sheriff's Office, Roger Mills County Sheriff's Office, the Ellis County Sheriff's Office, the Custer County Sheriff's Office, and so many more agencies that I'm unaware of. I must also, and I think we all should remember, the victims of this past week. Wellston Police Officer Sean Stewart, who was shot in a shootout. Wellston Police Officer Jim Hampton, who was shot in the same shootout. Jonathan Chenard, an unharmed carjacking victim in Wellston. Jamie Harney, another unharmed carjacking victim in Wellston. Holly Ahern, a lady sitting on her porch who was shot while Vance was leaving the scene of a carjacking. Ronald Wilkson, who died at the hands of the madman. His wife Kay Wilkson, who died at the hand of this madman. Randy Frost, shot during a carjacking attempt in Sayre. An unnamed farmer whose truck was stolen near Leedy. And Sheriff Clay Sander, the Dewey County Sheriff who was shot while making a traffic stop. The crimes that we know of, but may not be limited to yet at this point in time, 2 murders, a carjacking, an attempted carjacking, 3 stolen vehicles, 5 people shot, including 3 law enforcement officers, the attempted murder of several law enforcement officers during and at the end of a pursuit. As we remember, the entire ordeal began on Sunday, October the 23rd, in Wellston, then proceeded to Luther, and then to Sayre. It ended a week later near Leedy. An arrest warrant for the 2 murders was obtained on Monday morning, and at that time assistance was requested from the FBI and from the U.S. Marshal Service. That request brought a coordinating command post, additional manpower, and technology into the manhunt. What we didn't know at the time was that there was an additional stop that Vance made at a home in Oklahoma City after the murders in Luther. Based upon great law enforcement work, Danny Roach of Oklahoma City was identified as having come in contact with Vance immediately after the murders in Luther. On October the 28th, law enforcement officers interviewed Roach about him having seen Vance immediately after the homicides occurred. He admitted that Vance came to his home and that Vance told him to look at his Facebook page to see what had just happened. Roach admitted he was aware that Vance had just been in a shootout with law enforcement, and he also knew that Vance had just killed 2 people. Roach said that Vance described cutting the wrong side of the neck of one of his victims, then having to cut the other side as well. Roach also said that Vance stated he killed the female after she had lied to him. Roach also said that he provided Vance with medical bandages to treat wounds he had received in the shootout with law enforcement, and also admitted providing Vance with 2 30-round magazines, which Roach taped together for Vance. The 30-round magazines were for an AK-47. Roach then said he traded Vance a different AK-47 rifle with a shorter barrel that would provide him a better tactical advantage. And he traded that for the AK-47 rifle that had been used in the shootings in Wellston and in Luther. This rifle, this is the rifle believed to have been used in the new rifle that was given to Vance is believed to have been used in the shooting in Sayre and also shooting the sheriff in Leedy and also with the shootout with the OHP. Roach said that he was then a lookout for Vance while Vance was at his home. And then while Vance was starting to leave, a police car drove by the front of the home. Roach continued to be the lookout and finally told Vance that it was clear for him to drive away from the home. Based upon all of the information that was acquired during the investigation and the interview, Roach was arrested and booked into the Oklahoma County Jail early Saturday morning. Charges were accepted by the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office today. The AK-47 rifle used in the shootings in Lincoln County and Oklahoma County was seized and will be processed by the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. The Mitsubishi that was stolen from the murder scene was also recovered. It will be processed by the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. Danny Roach lives at 3824 South Hudson in Oklahoma City. He is a white male, age 34, and as of just a few minutes ago, he has been charged with the following crimes. 2 counts of accessory to felony murder after the fact. 2 counts of possession of a firearm after a former felony conviction. And also shooting with intent to kill, being a principal to the shooting that Vance did. Bond has been denied to Mr. Roach. Any questions?
Sheriff, what was their connection? Were they friends? Was he his drug dealer? Roach has drug convictions in his past. What was the connection?
At this point in time, I'm not prepared to answer that, the connection. And that may become apparent a couple of days from now, but I'm not prepared to answer that question.
The wrong side of the neck, was it the adult victim or is it the female victim, or do you have a clarification?
We believe that was the female victim, based upon the information we saw at the scene, what we witnessed at the scene.
Well, the male was cut on the neck too, but
yes.
Did you think he was referring to the female victim?
That's possible. He wasn't specific on either one of the victims at that point in time.
Have you been able to determine the actual relation to Vance, these 2 victims?
We understand the relationship between Vance and the 2 victims. That was his aunt and uncle.
You said crimes we know about. Do you think that there's any other victims out there at this point that you haven't discovered yet?
At this point in time, we really don't know. We don't know of any other crimes that may have occurred. Obviously, with the information that has been flowing through the media, we would hope that anyone else who was a victim of Vance at this point in time would have come forward. So hopefully there are no more crimes that are known about.
Sheriff, do you believe that anyone else was helping or anyone else had contact with Vance throughout that week?
Well, obviously, we have ongoing investigations in the western part of the state where Vance died. We're still waiting and we're still looking at all the information that is relevant to our case here in the central part of the state. So I think it's too early for anybody to say yes or no at this point in time. We're also waiting for a lot of information or information that may be recovered from processing of the vehicle, information that may come from the OSBI and processing the scene out in the western part of the state. So at this point in time, it's really too early to answer that.
Can you speak on the